Rubber Podcast. Now these Rubber Boots Podcast. We want to thank you for listening. We're sure you never thought we'd last. Oh no. We're going to talk nothing, very little sports with your host Jimmy, Young James. And now you know for sure that it's going to be a blast. It's going to be a blast. Oh yes. This is the podcast.
Happy 2019, fans of the Rubber Boot Pod. Puffy and Jimmy, live from the 18th floor of the Sheraton Wall Center in Vancouver. I guess live wouldn't, they're probably listening to this in 4 days.
Yeah.
We're very close to each other right now.
We have to be.
My knee is pressed up against your thigh.
Basically a grinding action.
It's a little weird.
It was only if there was music and a dance floor.
What would be my chances?
Well, pretty good last night.
Last night was New Year's Eve. It's New Year's Day, we should say. I'm not sure when you'll be listening to this. I had my whole family out here. It's been a very different World Juniors and Christmas for me. Puffy's been out here solo, so I had a family get-together last night at a house. More on that later. Puffy went to the TSN function.
TSN function. That was Elise Wilson did a great job as usual. And it was open bar and food and everything. So, we were there to the bitter end for that one. And then we decided to go to the Roxy.
So how did that go?
I know I was with Eddie, Chris Edwards, our producer, and someone said, I can't remember.
Gordon Miller?
Gordon Miller ended up there, yeah.
His lovely wife, Sarah?
Yeah, she was also there. There was a bunch of people from TSN there.
The Roxy, we might as well get right into it because the Roxy is a central figure in the stories we're about to tell. I'm trying to sound professional today because this is the first road pod we've done.
Sober.
Completely sober.
Yeah. Although I might still be a little bit drunk from last night.
So let's get into the week that was, brought to you by our friends at idrinkcoffee.com.
Let's discuss the week that was with James Dudley and the Rubber Boots Podcast crew.
Why don't we start at the Roxy? We won't do this in any sort of linear fashion.
No.
Okay, so this is almost going like an A-hole or A-OK. My son turned 19.
Yes.
The end of November. And he's out here, Jared. And so it's long been as your son grows older, your kids are like, what, 6 and 8 or something?
Yes.
So long way away for you.
Yeah, they're like 5 years away from us going to the bar.
But as your kids get older, something you'd like to do, go out for beers with your boy. So I went out for beers with my boy. We went to Joey's for a while.
Yeah.
And then I said, what the hell, I'm going to take him to the Roxy.
For sure.
So dad of the year or parental concerns?
Oh, that's a dad of the year move. That's a strong move by you. The thing that I found to be interesting is when it's your child, you still see them as being like a kid, right? So when they're doing adult things, you're still like, treating them a little bit like they're a kid. But like the reality is that Jared is in university and can now drink you under the table.
Yes, he can.
And he did.
As he showed that night.
But it was just funny when you're ordering, you're like, would you like a beer, son? And he was like playing like, oh, sure, I'll try one of those.
I know. With my double rum and Coke.
You're like, whoa, you know about those things.
Yeah. The Roxy, everybody should know the Roxy if you listen. By the way, I asked Biz and I texted Biz and Ryan Whitney after the morning after because they talk about the Roxy a lot on Spit and Chicklets, another great pod, which I'm sure a lot of you guys listen to. And they've told a lot of Roxy stories. It's kind of the most famous hockey player pickup bar in the world, probably.
Yeah.
It's kind of a grindy little divey bar.
It's pretty decent size for a bar, but definitely. I guess, I don't know, some hockey player team went there and they loved it and the traditions continued.
Yeah.
But what was interesting is the night we were there was the same night that they celebrated the 1995 gold medal team.
Right.
And so a bunch of those guys ended up there and they were just sort of hanging out, having a few beers. No one because now they're like middle-aged men. And it was just funny. Like I was just thinking, I'm like, when these guys were here, because most of them played in the NHL, they would have come as players. Like the last time they were there, they would have been like gods. And like this time, they're just guys standing there drinking a beer, watching the action go around them. And I was like, oh, that'd be weird.
So at the Roxy this night, there's my son and I and Puffy. And then some of those 95, Brian McCabe.
Yeah.
The O-Dog, Jeff O'Neill, who we wanted to have on this pod, but he's had a rough couple of days, which we're going to get into. and see Todd Harvey.
Todd Harvey was there, yeah.
Who was a hell of a character.
Yeah.
So we'll get into Jeff in a second. Let's finish on my boy.
Yes.
It was he had a lot of fun. It was an eye opener for him. I think seeing the Roxy. I took him. We had to get out of there. We left about 1:45. I think. You
guys just appeared on me
because I used the word. I wanted them out before it turned.
Yes.
Because the Roxy turns at a certain hour, and I am a father still.
Yes, I agree. You made a good call.
But it was funny because, there are a lot of hockey fans there. A lot of females who wanted to buy beverages, and then I just said, buy beverages for my son. So my son had this endless stream of people handing him beers. Yeah. Which he thought was fun.
Which is always good.
But, okay, so good night. Very innocent. I don't think I'm a bad father.
No, this one.
I kept him under control.
I usually say you're an on these, but this one definitely.
I'm okay.
Okay.
Well, you know what? It was a good bonding night, and he was drunk enough. Like I could tell he was drunk because he started getting real on the way home. Like he was like, "Dad," and started telling me all sorts of stuff he would have never told me sober. So it was a good father-son moment.
I think though that if you weren't there, he was probably hitting that dance floor pretty hard.
You think?
I think he had that look in his eye.
Now, as for the O-Dog, things went a little south.
Yeah.
I left before you and before O-Dog. And
I wasn't far behind you.
Right. So the O-Dog texts me the next day and says, I left my computer bag at the Roxy.
Yes.
The computer bag also contained his gold medal. From the 1995 World Juniors. You've probably heard this now. It's been out on Twitter. The local papers have written a story about it. Yeah. And one thing we have to defend our O-Dog. It's a punchline to say that the O-Dog lost his gold medal at the Roxy.
Yes.
And you can laugh here if you want. But it wasn't like the O-Dog going crazy on the D floor.
No.
Grinding
and the only reason why
strange girls and losing his...
The only reason why he had it is because we'd asked him to bring it to show... for the broadcast.
So we feel guilty.
And he went straight from work to meet up with his teammates.
Right.
So that's why he had all of his work stuff.
So they honored the 1995 team. You said that already, didn't you? At the game. O brings his gold medal to show on air because we asked him to. Mm-hmm. Stuffs it in his bag. They go straight out for drinks after the entire team end up at the Roxy, leaves his thing. And now we thought maybe somebody at the Roxy would, give it back.
Yeah.
Or have put it away like a staff member.
Hopefully by now it's been found and returned to its rightful.
I have this philosophy that 90% of the time if you lose something, 90% of Canadians are going to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's the way it is in this country. Now at the Roxy, the numbers might not be as good.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't imagine someone would... Well, I could see someone stealing a computer. People steal crap all the time. Mm-hmm. But you'd like to think that what are they going to do with the 1995 gold medal?
Right.
Just return it.
But the people on Twitter were just relentless.
I have to admit, I was laughing my ass off. The best was the delete browser history.
And somebody said something about their SO what?
Yeah, their SO. I carry around my SO most improved 1985 medal all the time. Yeah, there was some good lines.
But we feel for O as much.
Some people were too.
Yeah, he's angry on our podcast a lot.
Yes.
But we do love him, and we hope he's gotten his medal back by the time we actually do this podcast. We can't do all the segments today. It's just Puff and I. So we're not going to do our typical Puckpedia segment. Because we want to wait. Puff's due, I think, to do his 2 truths, one lie.
Yeah.
But we need to do that with Lester and the guys.
For sure.
So, but let's plug Puckpedia. I can't do it because, as per usual, I'm recording this on my phone. So, Puffy, you're going to do all the advertising reads. This is a big chance for you. And your voice is a little bit grungy after the last couple of nights. So, that's
live read for James Duthie.
Yeah, you don't read that part. No, that was it.
No, that was the wrong one. It's Puckpedia. Right?
Okay, go ahead.
30-second plug.
No, just go after that.
Puckpedia.com is the ultimate source for hockey fans and professionals. Has salary cap info, contracts, basic and advanced stats. Submit and ask the capologist question.
There you go.
Use player dashboard to filter for various criteria. Agents, clients list, and is the exclusive home of agent leaderboard showing the top agents.
Yes.
One-stop shop for hockey info. Puckpedia.com and at Puckpedia on Twitter.
Very good. Not really very good.
Not a professional read.
But you should do reads for like the Roxy. The Roxy. What a place. We had a great time last night.
Like, the Roxy bats 1,000 for great nights. You never have a bad time at the Roxy.
Did I ever, I think our pod's too young to have told Roxy stories before.
Yes.
I never told the story about the cooler.
No, you didn't.
On the Roxy.
No.
So, we'd go to the Roxy occasionally when we were on the road, and I kept hearing these legendary stories about the cooler.
Yes.
Have you been to the cooler at the Roxy? And I'm like, what is this? And so you start to envision something in your mind. Oh, all the VIPs go to the cooler.
Yeah.
Crosby was in the cooler. All the hockey players are in the cooler.
Nickelback guys.
Yeah, in the cooler. So I kind of envisioned in my mind this, go down the stairs. It's in the basement.
Yeah.
There's kind of this exclusive club.
Yeah.
Only a few people around, right? But it's all VIPs and rock stars
and attractive
and
ladies.
hockey players and attractive ladies, and the booze is flowing and all sorts of crazy going on down there, right? Like stuff you'd write a book
Secret
about.
sex club, stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. So at the 11 Cup final,
Yes.
which we may have been at the Roxy a couple times. And by the way, we're not degenerates. Everybody was at the Roxy.
Yeah, that's
Bill Daly was at the Roxy.
He was.
That was a great night.
That was fun.
Bill Daly, you can, whether you like the NHL management or not, he is good guy.
He's a really nice guy.
And he's just a good beer drinking guy. So anyway, the manager comes out to me and says, hey, you want to go down to the cooler? And my eyes get wide.
The manager did not ask me.
No, so this is my big moment. And it's just me. Like, Bobby's not around, Drake's, nobody's around. So we go down to the cooler, and the cooler is a cooler. It's the place where they store the beer. Mm-hmm. So anybody who's been in a bar or restaurant, it's just like about 100 2-4s. And there's no rock stars or hockey players or scantily clad women. There's no sex club.
No secret sex
There's
club.
just the beer. The manager says, you want one? And I'm like, okay. And he pops open a Molson Canadian or something. And we sit in this cold fridge.
And you were down there a long time.
And in 1 minute, I wanted to get the hell out of the cooler.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe it's more fun when there's a lot of people down there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if Nickelback was down there.
We were there for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, I learned this guy's entire life story.
I don't think the cooler's a good one-on-one place.
It was creepy.
Yeah.
So that was my cooler Roxy story. You know what we should get into is a little bit of Puffy's hypotheticals.
Yo, 1, 2, 1, 2. These hypotheticals are messing with my mind. These hypotheticals, what's gonna be this time? These hypotheticals are blowing my mind again. These hypotheticals.
Puffy's hypotheticals is brought to you by. Who should we make it brought to you by today?
The Gansevoort.
All right, the Gansevoort.
Where you'll be, you're going there in days, right?
January 16th, I'll be at the Gansevoort. We're doing our celebrity Gansevoort. There's about 400 people who signed up. Remember I mentioned? It's like the celebrity cruise. Gansevoort stay with Jimmy and Brooksy.
Is it just the two of you?
Yeah, just me and the girl.
That's gonna be a great trip.
Yeah, she's had a bit of a rough holidays.
Yeah,
we'll get into.
She's not their best.
I'll tell this one quickly. So we had the whole family out. My dad passed away, as you listeners know, back in April, and we used to always celebrate Christmas at the cottage. And so we wanted to do something different for my mom, so it just didn't bring up all those memories. And so everyone has been out here. My entire family is out here. Brooksy, my spouse, and my 3 children. Yeah. Brooksy is my spouse. There wasn't a comma in there. And my sister's family and my other sister's family.
Yeah.
So about 20 of us. And we rented a place out on Gibson, which you take a ferry ride from over here, beautiful, right on the ocean, and had Christmas out there for a couple of days right before the World Juniors. And then they were here. It's been madness. And they drink a lot.
But you say they're home drinkers.
Yeah, home drinkers. They're not bar people.
Weird.
They're not club people or bar people, but boy, they can, wow. Anyway, So the last day, so the first day of the World Juniors, no, the 27th, I think, Canada's second game. My family's still on the island. My mom is trying to get over because my mom's best friend when she was 16, my mom's, she hates me mentioning this, but she's 85 years old. And her best friend is 87 years old. Somebody I know is Annie Donna, who lives out here. She's coming to visit my mom for the day and sleep over at the hotel. Two old friends getting together. So Annie Donna is coming to the hotel at 1 o'clock. And so Brooksy's got my mom, and they missed the ferry.
Well, because they went to Starbucks.
They might have gone to Starbucks, and they missed the ferry. So my mom is a panicker. So my mom panics.
Yeah.
She jumps out of the car and runs onto the ferry.
By herself.
Well, my sisters were on the ferry.
Yes.
So she runs onto the ferry as a passenger because she was in panic that she was going to miss Annie Donna.
Yeah.
So Brooksy's missed the ferry. Things are a little askew. Jimmy's leaving to the rink to go to the Canada game, 11 a.m., and I walk in the lobby, and there's Annie Donna with her son already here 2 hours early.
Yeah.
And the son, I apologize for not remembering his name. I hope he's not listening to this. He had to go.
Yeah.
And so I didn't. I got to go broadcast a Canadian World Junior game, and Annie Donna, who's in a wheelchair, he's here at the hotel. So I zoom her up on the elevator. And I put her in my mom's room, and I put on the TV and hand her the remote and say, Annie Donna, you...
So is she still sitting in her chair?
Yeah. I said, you just be okay. Don't answer the door unless it's my mom. And I just left her there, which felt awful. Was that awful? Is that a-hole or a-okay? But I got to lose my job. I got to go to the game.
No, her son's the one who should have stayed.
Well, he had stuff to do.
Well, what's stuff to do?
I know.
It's your mom.
It was the whole thing was a little greasy, and he was handing me pictures of Quinn Hughes to get autographed. And
have you done that yet?
It was like an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. And anyway, Mom made it finally.
So she made it okay on her own.
Yeah, so Annie Donna survived for a couple hours by herself. It's tough to leave an 87-year-old woman alone in a hotel room, but she was okay.
And Brooksy made it over there.
Brooksy finally made it back.
Half a day later.
And everything was okay. Where the hell were we? Puffy's hypotheticals. Okay, yeah. So we didn't really have a hypothetical today, did we?
We didn't.
The Gansevoort is what we were talking about.
Yeah.
But we did a whole bunch of them yesterday. This might be kind of you had to be there, but
funny to us.
There's a garbage can behind the set, so probably about 10 feet from me. Not even.
Not even. About 10 feet.
But it's a skinny little rectangular garbage can. So I have been all week relentlessly shooting free throws with the little pieces of paper I use. Not recycling well.
Yeah. And you were terrible.
I was terrible early. Well, there was like a door in the way. Yeah. There was obstacles in the way. I was shooting about, like Shaq in the early years, about 21%.
Yeah, you were very low.
But so then we were bored. We had a little time to kill before one of the games. Yeah. And so Puffy and we started hypotheticaling it up on the free throws. I think it started, what did it start with? I had to hit
10 in a row.
10 in a row. And if I failed, you would get, I think it was $100,000.
Yeah.
But if I succeeded in 10 in a row, you would have to cut off
my pinky finger.
Your pinky finger.
Yeah.
Right. I missed the first one, I think.
Yeah.
So boom, you're up $100,000.
$100,000. That was a big day for me.
Yeah. So then we changed it to
5.
I only had to hit 5.
Yeah. It was still the same stakes. It was like double or nothing.
Didn't we increase it to an arm?
No, that was later.
So I nailed my 5.
Yeah, and I lost my pinky
You lost your pinky finger. And was it a double or nothing? Did you lose your 100K too?
No.
Okay, so you had lost a pinky finger, but you had 100K.
Yeah.
Then we started to up the odds.
Then my foot. I put my foot on the line.
Right.
My left foot. And you hit the shot.
That was, you were going to get 500K though.
500K.
Right.
You hit the shot. So I lost my left foot.
So you were down a pinky finger and a left foot. But then I bet you another 500K for an arm, and I missed that.
And so I was up 600K.
So, and then we went big.
Yeah.
I said $1 billion.
Yeah.
But so one shot.
Yeah.
If I miss, you get $1 billion. Yeah. If I make, you lose your penis.
Yes.
And swish.
Yeah, he hit it. So I've lost so I owe you my right pinky finger, my left foot below the ankle, and my
Right. I don't want any of those things, but I do want you to lose. I mean,
Yeah,
I owe you $600,000.
Yes. So that's like, I don't know if $600,000's worth my but that's right now where I am right now. How much would you pay to give up your like I was thinking about that.
We have a luxury hotel in Turks and Caicos that sponsors this segment.
Yes. Beautiful spot up there. I haven't been yet, so.
And the question that you want to ask me.
Yeah. How much would you sell your penis and balls for?
We can't, like I've told you before, the management listens to
They
the
don't.
pod.
They don't really. They would have shut us down a long time ago. Your career is way too valuable.
Have you ever? Oh, you do. You only start pondering this right now because
now.
we were thinking about the.
I bet it yesterday, so I'm like thinking like.
I don't think there's a price.
If I was like 20, I would not sell it for anything. Maybe like you're talking. Literally, it would have been billions of dollars. Now. It's a little more negotiable, probably. My wife would probably sell it for a lot less.
So wait a second. So when what are you going to look like after?
Well, you'll just like a Ken doll. You'll have like a little hole there that the
no, it'll be flat.
It'd be flat, yeah.
Oh, you have to be able to pee still.
Yeah, you still gotta pee. But like, yeah, you wouldn't have anything there. I think like,
what if I lost the penis but kept the rest?
No,
just to have
that'd be worse. That'd look weird. His balls hanging in there. I think I'd rather it all be gone like a Ken doll. I'd probably like if the cash was in front of me, $8 million probably. $8 million probably, yeah.
Really?
I mean, yeah. The only thing is you can't feel horny. Because that would be like insanity.
The bigger question on this, and we know we have a lot of female listeners and couples that listen together.
Yes.
Funny story. Coming into we're on the 18th floor here to Sheraton Wall Center today. A young family is coming out of their room, 2 doors down from my room, and the guy says, "Rubber Boots Pod." And I almost asked him to be on today. He's down the hallway. He's just down the hall.
Bring the kids. No.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there would have to be consultation with your girlfriend /
that's
boyfriend, spouse, whatever it may be.
I think Tanya would be willing to discuss it, though.
You know what? I would wager a bet that both of our wives, the number would be much lower for them than us.
Yeah, I think that's fair. That's fair. And still,
you imagine if Tanya came and just said $50,000.
Like, no. They're like, well, she signed the paperwork.
Brooksy, she'd probably, if I could, buy the place at the Gansevoort.
Yeah.
No, so
like, that's the thing. Like, say
2-3 schmil, she'd probably go for it.
Say you could own one of the villas.
We could cuddle.
No, you can still do all the other stuff. You can still be a giving and attentive lover.
30 years of cuddling? Oh, yeah.
No, you can still pleasure her.
In retrospect, it was a great question. I was a little turned off by it at first, but
I just think, like, as you get older, it becomes less important. As a young man, though, there's no price.
For me personally, I'm still putting it.
I need, like, sports team ownership.
I can't do it. I just enjoy my little buddy.
$8.5 billion.
Let's get the Gansevoort theme played and get the hell out of here.
You work too hard, you need a vacation, so be like Jimmy and go to Turks and Caicos. Luxury and class of 5-star resort, you must book the Gansevoort. A nice villa at the Gansevoort. Come to the Gansevoort.
We're going to do a new segment called Our Friend Got Minorly Rich.
Yes.
Brought to you by Untuckit. You want to do the Untuckit read?
Sure.
Find it on your phone. Okay. You failed a little bit. I don't think
should I do like an audition read?
You kind of just acted like you had a grade 5 reading level on the last one.
Live.
Hold on. Puckpedia. So this is the Untuckit read. You don't have to read all of the little.
Oh, okay.
See, this is a choice here. Untuckit is kind enough. By the way, Untuckit's sponsors. We're getting our shirts when we get back. We're very excited about that.
Yes.
They send me a bunch of things you can read, so you can choose as you go. But this is your audition to continue with the commercials. Puffy audition, take 1.
Hey, guys. It's Puffy here. No. Hey, guys, it's never a good look when you untuck a long, bulky dress shirt. That's why Untuck It makes shirts specifically designed to be worn untucked. Untucked shirts are a go-to for any occasion from casual to dressy. Go to untuckit.com and check out all the new fall arrivals. Now, is it winter arrivals now?
Let's go winter arrivals.
Winter arrivals.
Spring arrivals, probably.
Use the promo code RUBBERBOOTS for 20% off your purchase.
That's important.
Untuckit.com. I already said that. Stop hiding your shirt from your pants and your pants from your shirt. Or with your shirt. Untuck It. Rubber Boots, promo code.
Yeah, one word or two, does it say?
It's 2 words.
All right.
And is it all capitalized?
I think so. The whole thing was all caps. You did pretty well there.
Job?
You did pretty well. Puffy was on a podcast out here, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
What's called the Left Coast? We should give them some Left Coast podcast?
Yeah. No.
You've been on several pods now. Your celebrity is rising. All of the people that come visit our booth.
Making fun of me all the time.
A lot of people come visit the booth at the World Juniors to take pictures with Bobby and I, and a lot of people shout out nice things about the podcast, and everybody's anxious to meet Puffy.
Well, I gotta find it.
I'll talk in the meantime. So, our buddy, if you don't follow the
Left Coast Leafs podcast.
There you go, Left Coast Leafs podcast. Check it out. Our buddy Kevin Pratt is his name. He also doubles as a Twitter character called the UFO Wizard.
Yes,
very funny.
Yeah.
So he was in a survivor pool at the beginning of the season for the NFL. If you're not familiar with the survivor pools, I'm sure most of you are. You have to pick a winner every single week. You have to pick a different team. You can only pick them once.
Yep.
And usually third or fourth week, there's 3 upsets and everybody gets blown out of the pool.
I was in 2 this year, and there was early in the season. It was a slaughter.
So our buddy KP is in one.
$100 to get in, $100,000 prize.
Yeah, 1,200 people, I think. Yeah. So $100,000 prize pool. Last week of the season, a few days ago, 4 guys left.
Yeah, and one guy would not do a deal. Because usually when these things play out, like everyone says, okay, we each take $10K and then we'll play for the other 60.
Right.
But this guy's like, no deal.
Right, so you take a game and take opposite teams and guarantee that somebody's going to win. Because if nobody won, I guess the pot would stay as a...
Yeah, I guess they would have split the floor.
Right. But the one guy said no, and so they were all on their own.
Yeah.
KP had a pretty good one. He had Seattle at home against Arizona.
Yeah.
I think another guy had Pittsburgh. Yeah. Another guy had the Eagles, and another guy had the Giants.
Yes.
So the Giants guy lost. Yeah. Bottom line is KP won $33,000. Yeah. So... Congrats to KP, but we had to help him out because
he's such a nice guy. He took a bunch of people out for drinks that night.
Whoa! I didn't get in on that. We were the ones who told him to bet. So he put $1,500 on Arizona to hedge his bet because it was 7-1.
Yeah,
and then we told him to add another $1,500, so he was guaranteed $20,000 when the day started.
So we ended up technically we cost.
Did you go out?
$3,000.
Yeah, I guess we did. Did you go out for drinks with him?
No, I didn't. No.
Why didn't he take us out anyway?
I don't know. But I was talking to Elise last night, and they're going to Vegas for curling, and I guess they want to do a helicopter tour of the Grand Canyon, and he told her, find the most expensive one. He's paying for it. What a guy. Eh?
Yeah, that's a quality guy. Yeah. Check out the UFO Wizard on Twitter. Were we going to do anything else? Oh, yeah. My last story. We were leaving last night after the game. Were you in the elevator with me when that dick came on when he was hammered?
No.
The elevator was too crowded?
No.
So this is just... So the elevator's completely jammed. We're trying to get out of the building, all get to our New Year's activities. And this guy comes with his girl, and he's hammered. And he's like, we're coming on. We're tired of waiting. We're coming on. Everybody's like, there's no room. We're coming on. Pushes his way on. Yeah. So he's going to a different floor as everybody else. He wanted to go up, and everybody else is going down. So we get to the floor, and he won't move. Yeah. Everyone's trying to get out. I'm like, dude, move. He's like, I'm not moving. So people are just going out quietly, and I sort of gave him a little shove. Just a little shove on the way by and said, dude, be polite. Get off the elevator. And he's like, screw you. That's the first time he turned around to me. Screw you. And then I'm walking away. He's like, Duffy, I love you. It was the turn of his face from screw you to hey was so instantaneous.
That's awesome.
It was fantastic. So, buddy, if you listen to the podcast, you were a dick last night, but we still love you as well. We wanted to keep this short as our tradition up in the hotel rooms. I've been rubbing against Puffy's inner thigh now for about 35 minutes.
I don't have a that would be hard.
We're now going for, this is cute.
What?
Bob McKenzie, the legend.
Yep.
Puffy and I are going to go for a little walk.
A little walk down to Stanley Park.
Little walk in the Stanley Park. How cute is that?
Yeah.
Hey? Maybe we should have sponsored that by the Gansevoort. That would have been cuter than your missing segment. Thanks for listening. We'll have a normal pod when we get back after these World Juniors. All the best.
The Lester and Staff Show. Staff and Lester. Staff and Lester Show. Lester and Staff. Here we go. All right, here we are. Welcome to the first Rubber Boots podcast spinoff. I am Lester.
And I'm Staff.
Yeah, here we are, man. Finally
made it.
Yeah, how was your week?
My week was okay. I didn't really do anything.
Really?
Yeah. Yourself?
Well, I was okay, but what are we going to talk about?
I don't know.
The Lester and Staff Show. Staff and Lester. Staff and Lester Show. Lester and Staff. Here we go.
Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight?